Good morning and welcome to my Friday. I'm Leanne, this is my weight loss channel and I'm following the Slimming World plan. I upload as regular as what I can and I'm here recording my stages of weight loss going from 25 stone, 1.5 pounds. I am well into my weight loss journey. And I am really happy with what I've achieved so far. I've had ups, downs, and a lot of in-betweens, and that continues to happen. I just want to take this moment to thank you, the people that have subscribed to my channel, that follow me along and give me the inspiration and oomph that I sometimes need, because you have no idea like how much that has helped me. I have never, ever in my whole entire life been able to be, I'm going to dare say it, this successful on a weight loss journey. I've done 1,000 diets before, and I just feel like I am overall working on myself, and I'm recording it just to share it and to maybe help just one person out there, but also for my own reflection. So today, like I said, is Friday. My weigh-in is actually on a Thursday. I get weighed every Thursday morning. I go to a group with a lady called Ange, who is a fantastic consultant. I really enjoy being with her and under her. I have actually previously been part of her group many years ago. I just don't think my head was ready. Now I'm there. She is a beautiful lady and I'm very lucky to have found a group that works for me. So it is Friday. I did get weighed yesterday. However, life as ever got really busy. I ended up with loads of different things go off. After weigh day yesterday, just to give you a little bit of insight, I drove through to Conisbrough and then I was in my daughter's car, which she's away on a cruise ship at the moment, and the tyre went flat and I carried on driving, hoping to get to somewhere to go and have that looked at, and ended up with a tyre blowout. While I'm here, I'm sure these people will never, ever see it, but there was two guys that I was in the process. I can change a tyre. Like, I have been on my own long enough to know how to change a tyre. I didn't have the wheel brace to remove it. So I'd rang my dad and were like, please, can you bring me this? I've got a spare in the back. I've got a jack. I just haven't got the brace. Do you need to undo the nuts? So it was a really busy road, a little bit dangerous, I'm not going to lie, but I mean, nothing I could do about that. I started trying to jack it up while my dad brought me the brace in the hope that I could get it off faster and get that situation dealt with. And then two beautiful guys pulled up. They were older guys, not old guys, but older guys. Both stopped. They happened to have a rolly jack, not one of the rubbish ones that you carry around in the car, and a brace, and they helped me change my tyre. So for that, I am eternally grateful. I gave them 20 quid to buy them a drink and a coffee or whatever it is they wanted. They refused it to start off with, but I did insist because they actually saved my ass yesterday. And I was very grateful. So if they ever see this, thank you so much, guys. I was in such a panic. I have actually forgotten the names. They did tell me. But it happened in Thryburgh, near Thryburgh Country Park. And on the road there, it's really busy and we're quite dangerous. And I really appreciate you guys stopping, because so many people drove past and didn't even ask if I was okay. Yeah, it just goes to show there is really good people out there. And I like the old school values where they help people. Like, the guy was like, no, you don't have to give me any money. Like, I couldn't leave you there. It's really dangerous. And we're here to help and happy to help. And it was just really nice and giving them the 20 quid and saying thank you and giving them like the hugest hug in the world. So much nicer, because they genuinely just helped out of sheer niceness. And it was just, it reassures me that them people are out there in the world, because I'm the kind of person that stops. But I tell you, there was hundreds of people that drove past me that didn't even ask if I was okay. So there we are. I've had a really good week. I have been updating. I've got a couple of videos up from the week. But if you're only here to watch my weighing videos, I will quickly update you. I've had a really good week. I've been solid on plan. I lost my diary where I write down what I've eaten every day. I have been logging in the app. I've took myself back down to basics a bit more. I've food optimized a lot wiser. I can't say that I'm perfect, and I don't even I don't even want to be perfect, because who in life is perfect all the time? But that has really helped me. I've been exercising, walking. I've had a lot of stir fries this week. I just like them, and I'm really busy. And when I'm busy, it's my easy go-to food. A lot of eggs and egg salads and things like that. My snacking's come down a lot, and I've reduced the amount of tea with milk that I've been drinking. I've gone more to like herbal tea and black coffee. So overall, it's been good. I've had a little bit of a wobble where me and Oliver had quite a heated debate. I won't go into loads of detail. There is a video about that. But I was quite proud of myself this week that I didn't turn to a huge binge. I think that is quite nice and important for me to recognise as a non-scale victory, because I think that shows growth and development far beyond just food choices. And I think ultimately that's where I need to be for this to be successful and long term. And I think I dealt with that quite well, a lot more leveled, and I feel a lot more in the direction of overall wellness and level-headed and balanced. I feel more at peace with myself, more confident. I would say my self-esteem's getting a lot better, and my level of self-worth and probably the confidence to assess a situation and call it out for what it is, rather than get pulled into the drama of the emotions, and then that used to de-escalate into my self-worth and questioning myself. And there is elements of that, and I think there always will be. Parts of that I feel like are healthy to maintain, because when I'm self-reflective and look in myself as to what my input is into a situation, I feel like you can grow from that and you're more realistic about what you've done. But I used to have that to a detrimental level where I would blame myself for everything. And that's not the case. Like, I am not the reason that everything in the world is going wrong. And ultimately, that brought about immense guilt, what used to make me really overeat and binge. Whereas now I feel like I'm more in control, and where I can identify where I'm an arsehole or I've made a wrong choice. I feel like that is good. However, also allowing myself to see where other people have inputted to that situation also is a lot more healthy than where I was. So I'm quite proud of that. And that's like a non-scale victory that I like. And I think, yeah, I think that's a strength and something that's going to help me long term. So yesterday I went to group, and it's actually the first time that I've participated in the new group, what was structure, plan or layout, whatever you want to call it. Last week, I didn't go for a few weeks because Liv was going away. And last week I ended up helping a lady with the app, so I didn't actually really participate in the group. Last week I got my £10.5 half stone award. And I also, what else did I do? Oh, I lost £8 last week, and I paid back all my debt that I had because I put on for a couple of weeks, and got a bit more off. And I was quite chuffed about last week, but I didn't really participate in the new group. The new group, it's okay. I know a lot of people in my group seem to be fighting it to an extent, but they're all participating. I don't think the structure is really that far different to what it was. The only real change that I'm seeing in my group, which I'm sure it's different to others, is that rather than going around individually and saying what people have lost or gained, they just get you to put your hands up. I don't care. Do you know, like, I was going to sit there then and start saying, oh, I don't really like that bit. I feel like a kid that puts the hand up at school. It didn't really matter. Just like, does it really matter? Like I said, some people in my group don't like it and have verbalized that. They are participating. I'm sure as we do it more, it will just become the norm. Change is always difficult, and change is something that people fight because as humans, we don't like it. Do you know, to me, there's stuff in group that I don't like, that I didn't like before, but there's stuff in group that I absolutely love and that I take stuff from. I don't know if it's making more people participate. I don't know if it makes people feel better when they've gained weight. I kind of like to earn my weight gains and say it out loud because it kicks me up the arse to not do it anymore. It doesn't really affect me. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think from somebody else's point of view now, and I don't know if they'd feel any better with it or not. I mean, everybody's talking. There's the quieter ones in our group. There's the louder ones in our group. There's, do you know, like the dynamics of the group are the same. Yeah, is it bad to say I don't really care. I'm not really bothered. I go to group, I get weighed. I take from it what I want. I'm confident enough to ask any questions that I need to. If there's anything I want to talk about, I will do so. If I want to sit quiet, I will also do that. I genuinely don't think there's any changes for me. I don't love the new group. I don't dislike the new group structure. I just literally, I'm like on the fence. It is what it is. It's just a group. And ultimately, it's the people in that group that make the group what it is. So it doesn't really matter what the structure is. If you've got a good group with good people, it'll be good and you'll get more from it. If you've got a crappy group, then it's going to be a crappy group no matter what the structure is. And ultimately, if you feel like your group doesn't suit you, I'd massively recommend changing groups because I do think the people in there are what make or break it. I think you should give it a few weeks if you're new to group, but if you've been there for a few months and you think, yeah, this is just not gelling with me, find a new group and you'll probably get more from it. And ultimately, this is your journey and you need to get from it what you want. So don't feel loyal as though you've got to stay there. Find something that works for you because that is the support and structure that you need. I'm really lucky. I've got a really good group and it doesn't really matter what we're discussing there, what happens. It's always a good group and I always get something from it. Like, I don't really go to group for education or for them to tell me anything. Because ultimately, knowledge, you've got the internet out there. If you want to find anything out, there is always somebody, like there's a journey for you to watch, there's ideas, there's like every part of nutritious information that you could ever dream of is online, even if it's not Slimming World. Like, you can find out about proteins, you can find out about food optimizing, SP weeks, it's all online. There's massive like over information on the internet. There's too much information, so you can pinpoint what you need and you can find it. So I don't particularly need that from group. Maybe that's just me, but I don't need that from group. What I do need from group is to walk in there, the accountability of getting weighed, the love and friendship that I get and the people, and I've got that no matter what structure is. So that's what I get. And if you're not getting that, please do go and find a new group because it's detrimental to your journey and you're paying for that. Get what you need out of it. God, and I got an assert box there. That was totally unintentional and hopefully not lectury, but hopefully that gives somebody the confidence that maybe isn't happy to find a group that does work for them. But that's my opinion on the new group and that's where I stand. I don't really care what happens. Originally, I was like, oh, this is going to be a bit weird and was a bit standoffish, but ultimately, each their own. I don't care. As long as I'm okay and I'm looking after my own well-being and it's working for me, then that's cool. What else? Well, I don't think we really discussed a great deal. I can't say I learned anything or nothing that I can remember. There are a few new products that she brought up. I think we talked about the people that have had successful weeks, what they've changed, and what's worked for them. Maybe gave other people ideas. I'm quite maybe selfish because I don't mind sharing my ideas and I do regularly, but what works for somebody else isn't going to work for me because this is my journey. And I think I've been doing this long enough now to know when I'm screwing up and when I need to make changes. I don't think I learned a great deal. She did show us the new magazine that's coming out. The new magazines is going up £1. I think it's £1, or is it 50p? Is going up anyway. Next month's it's got like a book of recipes, but they are recipes from the old books, and I've got loads of cookbooks. I don't really buy that regular. I do love the magazines, but I don't buy it regular because I just don't have time to read it sometimes. I do buy it some months when I feel like sitting and curling up and reading it, but the minute I'm crocheting, so that's where my spare time is going. I do think the inspirational stories in there are really good. I don't really enjoy the content of it in terms of products and recipes and stuff, because like I said, if you want a recipe, there's hundreds online, and I just don't get stuff from that. I enjoy reading it sometimes, but I'm just not that into it. So, right, that is my day. So I woke up, I got ready for group. The night before, I always shave my legs and have a bath, and I'd done that. I went in some leggings and a vest top because that's generally what I get weighed in. My leggings are new Calvin Klein leggings, and they all see-through, and I had red pants on and everybody could see my ass all day until I came home and got changed. Not a cool vibe. Not that cool a vibe. That was a parfait. Is it that the right word? Is it called a parfait on my behalf? But that's cool. I did feel like I'd lost weight this week. I'd like I said, I had a really good week. I got on the scales and I had lost 5.5 pounds this week. Totally over the moon by that. Was actually in shock. Which then, if you've worked this out, I got my 11 Stone Award this week. Totally over the moon. I was a little bit shocked that I got there. Annoyingly, that takes me to 14 stone dead on, which really frustrates me because £0.5 and I could have been in the 13s. Although losing £5.5 in 1 week is not bad, so I'm not gonna get upset about that. It can come next week or the week after. It's all fine, but I can't wait to be 13 stone 13 because that is my number. That is the lightest I've ever been in my entire life. Now, obviously remove being at school. Since school, 13 stone 13, I reached that when I was 23, just before I had Lily, and I was on the Cambridge diet, and I'd done that for 6 months and lost 6 stone, and I got to 13. Then I got gallbladder issues, had to come off the diet straight away and have surgery, and I had not got a gallbladder anymore, but that is the lightest I've ever been, and so that number sticks in my head. That is really nice to know that that's like £1 away. £1 and I'm there at the lightest, and I hope to God I achieve that next week. £0.5 would have took me into the 13s, which would have been amazing. And yesterday, my ultimate goal now, because I haven't got an end goal in my weight loss journey, but my ultimate goal now is to get to 12.5 stone, just because it's a rounded figure. I've never been in the 12s, and it means I've halved my weight, my start weight. And I want to be able to say that I've halved my weight. I don't know if I'll be happy there or if I'll want to lose a bit more. Not sure, not got a clue. I'll probably approach that when I eventually achieve that. But for now, 12.5 stone is my target weight, we're going to call it. It's not my target weight because it's not going to be my final weight, but at the moment, that's my target weight. I kind of have interim target weights depending on what I'm feeling. So if I'm dead on 14, that 12, 13, 14, I've got 1.5 stone to lose 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's £21 I need to lose to get to that figure, which I think she said there was 17 weigh-ins till Christmas. I'm not sure. So if I can lose like £1 a week, just over, I think it's like £1.50. We did work it out in group and I can't remember. And I don't know if you're going to believe this, but I've misplaced my book that I get weighed in. I don't know if I've left it at group. So this is the second book that I've lost and I'm going to find it. I'm just going to play menopause and leave it at that because I don't know what else to do. But I've lost my weighing book, my food optimizing book. It's very frustrating. But I think I have to lose about £1.50 a week to achieve that by Christmas. I would like to achieve that by Christmas, and that is the time frame I want to put on it. I have got a few things going off in that time, but if I can stay focused and really drive for it, then hopefully I can achieve my 12.5 stone award by Christmas, and that is my Christmas cracker goal. That's what I've decided. £21 is not a lot. It is a lot, but it's not a lot. Do you know when you start at 25 stone, £1.5? Like, pat on the back for that crap. It feels like I can achieve it. It feels like it's a realistic goal. It feels like this is something that I can smash and do. And that is half the battle. That is half the battle. Your head getting there and knowing that you can do it is half the battle. And I am there. I'm sure I'll have bobbles along the way where I fall off the wagon and get back on and have debt to pay back, but that's where I'm aiming. To do that, I'm going to food optimize, I'm going to carry on exercising, I'm going to start running. That's been agreed. I've not quite done it yet, but I'm going to do it. And that is where I want to be. Another non-scale victory for you guys, just to share, is that yesterday I went to the charity shop and bought myself 2 pair of black jeans because I no longer have any black jeans that fit me. One were a pair of cider size large jeans. Who in the right mind makes jeans in size small, medium and large? Like, they need a waist circumference and you need to put a figure to that in terms of a size. So that was a guess job. But I only paid £1 for the cider jeans and I tried them on, the really wide leg. And I love them. I never wear wide leg trousers because my legs have always been really fat and it just made them look really weird. And I have lost weight in my legs, like my legs are bottom heavy still, but they're a lot smaller than what they were. They're high-waisted. They fit me beautifully. I could probably do with losing a couple of pounds. They're a little tiny, tiny, tiny snug on my waist. But overall, love them. Absolutely love them. Tried them on yesterday. It makes my bum look perkier. I like how they fit. I like the waistline. I love them. Size large, which I Googled it and it says size large in cider is size 12 to 14. But they're not. I'm definitely not in a 12, so I'm guessing they are a 14. I got on another pair of size 14. And it's becoming a bit more frequent now that more 14s are fitting me because sometimes I buy 14s and they didn't fit me. But now it's becoming more frequent. I tried on 2 of my favourite belts yesterday with a pair of jeans that I put on and they are far too big now and I'm going to have to get Oliver to put me even more new holes in them. One is a Ralph Lauren one, which I absolutely love. My cousin brought it me from America and that was a bit too tight for me when I first got it and now it kind of fits. Well, it's too big. And I love that. That's unbelievable because I didn't used to ever wear belts. Like, and no belts would ever fit me when I first started this. How crazy is that? In fact, I can remember back in the day buying a cheap blue belt that was my aim to get into. And it was like a large one. I bought it from an online brand. I can't remember. And I bought it in the biggest size they did and it didn't fit. And then I got it to fit and like I was over the moon. And now belts are actually becoming too big for me. Like, how mental is that? That is crazy. However, I will always be honest. I bought a pair of size 14 Oasis black skinny jeans. They don't even go up my fat legs. I can't even tell you if the waist fits me because the skinny jeans, there's no stretch to them. They do not go up my legs. They do not fit in the slightest. So I shall avoid that brand in future. And that is me done with that. But they did not fit. They didn't fit. Other than I bought myself a nice pink top. It's off the shoulder, a vest top. That was really nice and goes very well with my new cider jeans. And that's about where I am. So 11 stone award in the bag. Tick. Goal set. Tick. Very close towards my 13, lightest that I've ever been. Tick. Feeling positive. Tick. Lost another book. Not cool. Got into some new jeans. Tick. Fat legs are doing my nutting. Not cool. Not started running yet. That's on my plan of to-dos. Maybe this weekend I might try one. I've kind of thought of somewhere that I might be able to jog around. So we'll see. We will see. I've got to get off because I've got 2 vinted parcels to pack up and post, 1 to collect. I've got a tyre to change and I've got the wholesalers to go to because I've got a late night at work tonight. Oh God, this week's just been ridiculous with late nights. It's stupid. And I mean, I booked my own diary, so I've only got myself to blame, but it's really starting to wind me up. So yeah, I am going and I hope you've enjoyed my weigh-in. I do ramble and talk a lot of crap, so I do apologise for that. I hope you've enjoyed this update and my weigh-in. I'm over the moon. Like, I don't know if I'm expressing that. I got my 11 stone award and I 100% did not think that I would get that this week. Onto the 11 and a half. Oh my God, can you imagine my 11 and a half? I will only have a stone to go. That's crazy. That is crazy crap. I think you get something for losing half your body weight. I'm sure you do get like a separate award, which I'm quite excited for because I bet not many people get that because they're not fat enough to lose that amount of weight. But so that is a negative of it. But I'll be quite proud of myself for halving myself as a person. Can't wait for that. I might even get more confident about telling people how much I weigh when I get to that point. Because at the minute, anybody in life, I really struggle with. Anyway, cheers to me. Cheers to you. I hope you've had a good week. Thank you so much to the people that have shared with me their weight loss and what they've done. It absolutely helps me because I also like to know what other people are doing. It does cheer me up, it does spur me on, and it does inspire me. So if you've popped in the comments what you've lost this week or how you're getting on, I truly, truly appreciate it. And I shall catch up with you through the week. Think thin.